pulled it off, and I feel like they robbed me out of that.
Yeah, you feel like you're robbed from a victory?
Yeah, definitely.
Been cheated out of victory tonight, but you know what else can I say? What else can I say?
For Daniel, and I'm gonna say this, yeah, to all the fighters out there, you want to be a killer, you hang out with killers. You train like a killer.
Daniel Dubois didn't just lose, he unraveled again. And this time the boxing world isn't letting him off the hook. The storm began with Chisora, who didn't hold back in his savage takedown of Dubois. While Dubois clung to claims of being robbed once again, Chisora hit back hard, dismantling the excuse machine with every brutal word. Chisora made it personal, made it real. In his eyes, Dubois wasn't a victim, he was a
going off the scale of body show, you're a liar and all this for no reason. And what happened now?
Culprit, a man guilty of dodging accountability and hiding behind referee criticism. Instead of standing tall and facing the reality of his second defeat to Alexander Usyk, Dubois spun the same tired narrative of foul play, but Chisora wasn't buying it. In fact, he tore into Dubois for crying robbery again.
Yeah, man, they quit. I don't understand. You know, they were supposed to train him different. They did not. I mean, like, it's big time. It was set for him to win it. You know, it was set for him to win it. You know, when I went to graduate, to say how you feel. You know, Don Child goes to me, "Oh, go suck your best friend's dick." I'm like, okay, cool, then now.
And laid bare what he sees as a deeper issue, mental weakness. He was given everything, Chisora said. Youth, size, a training camp tailored for victory. Yet when it mattered, he folded. Again. There was no sympathy in Chisora's tone, no support, just a raw verbal beating that left nothing to interpretation. But Chisora wasn't finished there. He zeroed in on Dubois' mindset, calling him out in front of the entire boxing world. He quit.
I'm speechless. I usually got a lot to say. I'm speechless. The fight ended in round 4, and we got
Chisora declared, plain and simple, no heart. No fight, just excuses. And when the cameras turned to Dubois' corner, Chisora didn't let up. He ridiculed their approach, their preparation, and their post-fight reaction. What should have been a proud corner looking to rebuild, instead looked like a crew searching for scapegoats. And just when fans thought the fallout couldn't get worse, Dubois' own trainer, Don Charles, added fuel to the already
blazing. Because there's trouble in his mind because he knows he's cheated and lied.
And do you think that will continue to stay the way?
Most definitely, because if he's a true believer, not just for show, saying God, Jesus, God, if he's a true believer, he has to repent.
Blazing fire. Instead of offering reflection or strategy, Charles doubled down on the conspiracy narrative. According to him, Dubois was conned in round 4, a statement that reeked of desperation more than defiance. But here's the truth. When your fighter breaks under pressure, blaming the referee is just noise. Don Charles, clearly grasping at straws, went further. He didn't stop at accusing the officials. He turned his fire on Usyk himself, bizarrely claiming the Ukrainian champion couldn't sleep at night and was burdened by guilt. It wasn't just laughable, it was delusion on full display. While Charles spiraled into conspiracy theories, others in the sport stood grounded. Frank Warren, Dubois' promoter, couldn't mask his disappointment backstage. He tried to keep things professional, but even his well-rehearsed tone couldn't hide.
And Daniel's obviously very disappointed. He's in the dressing room at the moment, and if he's going to come back, he's got to learn from it. He's only 27 years of age.
The deflation in his voice. Warren knew this wasn't just a setback, it was a collapse. Dubois had the youth, the physical gifts, and all the backing in the world. But once again, he came up short, and not just short, he was exposed. Usyk didn't just win, he dominated. He dissected Dubois with footwork, ring IQ, and ice-cold precision. Frank Warren knows the fans aren't fooled anymore. They watched the same fight. They saw Dubois offer little, fold early, and leave with more excuses than punches landed. Warren, ever the promoter, tried to soften the blow by reminding the world that Dubois is only 27. But deep down, he knows the damage might be irreversible. Enter Adam Smith, one of the most respected voices in British boxing. Speaking with trademark honesty, Smith broke it down as simply as possible. He's got to learn from this. He's young, but mentally, this could be hard to come
back. As well at the end of the second round. I thought Daniel did really well in the third round actually to come back and landed a few right hands, but they were sort of partially blocked. Usyk never really gets hit flush. There was that other sort of low blow type body shot, exactly like the one in Poland, which they sort of shook off. And yeah, unfortunately, Daniel was trying to catch him with the right hand, and it was the right hand that led to the end for
back from. Smith didn't sugarcoat it. He acknowledged Dubois' disappointment, but also hinted that unless something drastic changes, this cycle of defeat and denial might just define his career. Dubois' attempts to replicate success from their first encounter fell flat. His right hands were blocked. His aggression in the third round fizzled out fast, and he had no answer once Usyk adjusted. There were whispers, again, of controversy, but even those lacked punch this time. Usyk brushed them off with the calm of a champion who's been here before. He didn't even blink. And when the time came to close the show, he did it mercilessly, and that's the real issue. Dubois had no plan B. He came in banking on catching Usyk early, but when that failed, there was no adaptation, no grit, just a slow unraveling. Usyk, on the other hand, proved again why he's not just a great fighter.
I thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do. You know, he controlled, moved, waited, but then he started landing hard. He's a
generational talent. With every feint, every step, he was dismantling Dubois' spirit. Round by round, second by second, Russ Anber, a man who knows the sport better than most, summed it up perfectly. Usyk's not aging, he's evolving. While Dubois came in with desperation, Usyk came in with discipline. While Dubois hoped to land a lucky shot, Usyk planned a systematic takedown. This wasn't a lucky punch. This was a clinic, a lesson in elite-level boxing. And Anber's assessment cut through the noise. Usyk improves every fight. Dubois, he's regressing. Even against elite opposition like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, Usyk looked sharp. Against Dubois, he looked merciless. While Dubois looked panicked, uncertain, and ultimately defeated, Usyk looked calculated and composed. And that contrast told...
Stunned, I know that he broke him down, right? He broke him down, he was patient. Then Dubois did, for me, looked better. Like landing some good shots in the beginning, it was going back and forth. And he got Usyk's attention, but he was patient. Feints, movement.
The full story. Joseph Parker echoed these thoughts with a dose of brutal honesty. It wasn't a surprise. Anyone who understands boxing knew this was going to happen. According to Parker, this wasn't about power or size. It was about patience, movement, and intelligence. Usyk's ring IQ is on another level. He didn't just beat Dubois. He broke him down in every department, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and that's why Parker had no time for Dubois' claims of injustice. He saw what the rest of the boxing world saw, a masterclass from Usyk and a collapse from Dubois. Parker gave Usyk his flowers, praising the elegance and efficiency of his performance. But Dubois, Parker didn't even need to criticize. The performance spoke for itself, and then came Eddie Hearn, a man who's never shy with his opinions. Hearn's
Usyk was under pressure in the first round because Dubois comes out fast like he did against AJ, and if he catches you, you're in trouble. And I think just after that, he just decided basically, I'm not going to go on the back foot anymore. I'm going to take the fight to Dubois. And he just kind of beat him up. And obviously stops him. I mean, he's beaten AJ twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice. Unbelievable.
The verdict was as cold and clear as it gets. Usyk just decided to take over. He pointed out that while Dubois came out swinging, the moment Usyk weathered that storm, the tide turned instantly. From there, it was all Usyk. He dictated the pace, controlled the space, and punished Dubois with surgical precision. According to Hearn, Usyk's resume is now untouchable. AJ twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice. That's legacy, and he's right. Usyk isn't just winning fights, he's stacking greatness, building a resume that can stand beside the legends. Meanwhile, Dubois is becoming a footnote. a cautionary tale of wasted potential and poor mentality. Dubois, incredibly, continues to scream robbery, but Hearn said it best. He brought chaos. Usyk brought class, and that's why no matter how many excuses are made, the result will never change. Usyk stood tall. Dubois crumbled. Again, Martin Bakole predicted.
To Usyk, amazing. No one was expecting that. But I said it before the fight. I said Dubois will get knocked out around 4 or 5. He will never pass 5 rounds. So because I said it, if he wanted to keep the same style that he fought with Usyk will knock him out easy. But if he changed some couple stuff, he would done well. But no, sorry to him, and it happened today. One punch in
it. And he was spot on. Before the fight, Bakole said Dubois would be stopped within 4 to 5 rounds, and that's exactly what happened. Even Bakole gave Dubois credit for having a puncher's chance, but he also warned that if Dubois didn't change his style, he'd be picked apart. And true to form, Dubois walked in with the same stiff game plan, same predictable tactics, and got systematically dismantled. Meanwhile, Usyk didn't need flash, he needed focus, and that's what he brought. Calm, calculated execution. Dubois, by contrast, looked shell-shocked the moment things didn't go his way, and after the fight, instead of reflecting, he ran straight back to his favorite excuse: robbery. Bakole didn't need to troll, he didn't need to gloat. The result was loud enough. Usyk earned his victory. Dubois earned another embarrassment, and this time the world laughed even louder. Then came the voice of a legend, Lennox Lewis. When Lennox speaks, boxing listens, and his words on Usyk were pure validation. Unbelievable, Lewis said. Box to...
Listen, he was unbelievable. He was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching, and he was moving well, and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab, so...
Bits. That's not just praise. It's history speaking. Lewis highlighted the jab, the movement, the defense, all executed perfectly. He pointed out what everyone could see, but Dubois refuses to admit. Usyk didn't get lucky. He executed. He dominated. He proved again that levels exist in boxing. And Dubois isn't on Usyk's level, not even close. And while Usyk was performing a masterclass, Dubois' team was preparing excuses. That's the difference. Usyk fights. Dubois complains. Lennox Lewis closed the debate with one truth: there's no robbery when you're getting schooled. And with that, the conversation ended. Finally, Conor Benn summed it all up with a modern fighter's perspective. Benn didn't hesitate. Usyk isn't just good, he's phenomenal. He even floated the comparison to Muhammad Ali, and in today's heavyweight scene, it's not that crazy. Usyk's dismantled Joshua, outthought Fury, and destroyed Dubois twice. Benn
phenomenal. Best heavyweight there is currently, and I don't see anybody beating him.
Is he as good as Muhammad Ali? It's not a crazy thing to say, I don't think, at this point.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't really do the comparisons, do you know what I mean? But I do think he's one of the best currently now to do it.
Who do you want to see Usyk fight next, or just sail off?
He can sail off into the sunset, and he's done everything. Do you know what I mean? He's phenomenal fighter, man. You're watching him, I'm just watching him, I'm going, oh my God. Like, that's God-given talent.
Didn't even mention Dubois by name. Why would he? Dubois isn't in that league. He never was. And after 2 humiliating defeats, he never will be. Benn's praise wasn't hype. It was reality. When today's fighters look at Usyk, they see greatness. When they look at Dubois, they see denial and delusion. And that's why this fight was more than just another win for Usyk. It was a brutal reminder. Elite boxing isn't just about throwing punches. It's about ring IQ, heart, and discipline. 3 things Dubois has failed to show twice. From Lennox Lewis to Conor Benn, from Joseph Parker to Eddie Hearn, the message is clear. Usyk is the best heavyweight on the planet right now. Full stop. And as long as Dubois keeps pretending he was robbed, his credibility will keep crumbling. Even his own trainer looked defeated, not just in the fight, but in spirit. The gap between Dubois and Usyk isn't narrowing, it's growing. Usyk is building a legacy brick by brick. Dubois is digging a hole with every excuse, and if he ever dares to push for another rematch, it won't be redemption, it'll be another televised collapse. The question now isn't who won. That was answered twice already. The question is simple. Should Dubois even be in this conversation anymore? Usyk fights for history. Dubois fights for sympathy. And history doesn't remember the excuse makers. It remembers the champions.